What is up, guys? Shinobinate here. Today we're going to go over the best 69 mods. And the funny thing is I didn't go for 69 mods. Someone asked me for my mod list and I just looked and counted and I was like, it's 60. There's 69 mods. There's 69 mods in my list. I'm just going to go over them in this format right here where I just show you what I have on the workshop. Make it quick and easy for you guys. I'll talk a little bit about each one and why I think it's a good mod and all that. Alright, first thing we got is armored vests. This one's pretty good. It adds a little bit of bite protection and all that to the bulletproof vest in the game. Doesn't really matter, you're just going to bit in the groin anyway, but you know, it's just good for a little peace of mind sometimes. Cremation. After you murder about 30-40 zombies that rolls into your base or around, you're going to want to burn the bodies and get rid of them pretty quick. Otherwise, you're just going to have a pile of just dead people laying around your base all the time. It's going to make you panic, and you don't want that. Craftable axes. You're going to be cutting up trees and stuff, building base and items like that in the middle of the woods. You're going to want to be able to craft your own axes. You get a lot of the items from foraging and all that. It's pretty good stuff. Katana adds another katana to the game. Katanas are fun, self-explanatory. Heroic weapons. The weapons, as you get kills with them, it's pretty cool. They get prefixes. Like I have a stout M60 right now and a bashing hammer and a Titanic Glock. So it adds prefixes to make you want to keep the guns. The guns are pretty awesome. Pretty good stuff. Mod options, that's just something that goes along with some of the other mods. Arsenal goes along with Britta's pack. Adds like a weapon ammo count and stuff like that. Britta's pack, ton of different guns, ammo, freaking awesome. Makes the game amazing. Machine guns and a crowd of zombies are hilarious. Brings a ton of them, but you can also just cut them all down as long as you got the bullets. Otherwise, just run. Silencer. This one you don't really need when you have Britta's pack. It actually conflicts with it, but I have it anyway, and it's there. It's a silencer. It's, you know, there. Fort Redstone. It's a fun map. It does make the game a little bit easier. If you go there, there is just a ton of military equipment, hospital equipment, just anything you could possibly need. There is vehicles there. There is zombies, but the place is surrounded by a fence. So if you clear out the zombies, it makes it so you could just sit there and just loot the place, just zombie free. There's a gate in the front. There's a little building you can actually set up as like a little camp and loot the whole place and just dip out. Alright, now we got Britta's armor pack. Goes along with the weapons pack. She's got some gas mask, plate carriers, night vision goggles, fun stuff. True actions, you could sit down, lay down, sit down, read a book. Good stuff, should be in the game. You know, it probably will be at one point. Rain wash. I thought this was cool, but it actually almost killed me one time. I don't know why I still have it in here. I should have took it off, but it just still seems fun to do. You strip your clothes off and get butt naked and start washing off in the rain, but if you accidentally hit that button while you're fighting a ton of zombies, you throw everything down on the ground, gun included, and just get butt naked to get washed in the rain, and you get murdered like a hoe. Don't do that. Fun times with the Humvee. This actually is a Humvee, and there's a trailer that you can get along with it and put stuff with it. The Humvee carries a lot. You can put armor on it. Pretty awesome Humvee. West Point expansion makes West Point huge. It actually looks amazing. The buildings look brighter. There's a ton of zombies. Everything's compacted. It looks like a real city. It feels like it should be in the game too. Good stuff. Oshkosh and the military trailers. I haven't found this thing yet, but it looks cool. Probably like this thing that's made by the same guy, I'm pretty sure. Bushcraft gear, fun stuff, axes, katanas, maces, all that good stuff. Hydrocraft for multiplayer build 41. This one adds a ton of different build options, which makes the game fun. I feel like a ton of different items for the game that you can find. It just adds a different variety. The bad thing about it, for people like me that just like to collect items and I'm a fucking hoarder, I just take everything that I find so that my house is just full of like mouthwash and toothpaste and unnecessary things, and I have to make sure that I have enough batteries for my electric toothbrush that I'm never going to use. But other than that, you know, it's pretty cool. Armored personnel carrier. For what I've noticed with this, it doesn't really carry anything. It just has a ton of space for people. That's why I guess it's called a personnel carrier. You just fill it up with people. It doesn't really hold items, but it does go really fast. It doesn't really tow very well. You kind of go all over the place when you're trying to tow stuff, but other than that, it's pretty cool. Vehicle parts repair, lets you repair different vehicle parts so you can keep up one vehicle a lot longer. Pretty good stuff. Alright, character save. I want to say this one's fun, and I like to do it on Sandbox to mess around, but it kind of feels like it's cheating, so I don't really do it anymore on my new character. It lets you save everything that you have on that person, including all their stats and all that, which is kind of cool if you don't want to lose your person. So when you spawn back, you hit load, and it loads your person back in. But it is kind of cheating, so I don't really recommend it if you just want to play the game naturally. But if you do want to like record, or you just want to have a good time messing around with one guy and you want to load him back, or you don't want to lose a bunch of cool items you got on you, save your character. Pretty cool thing to do. It works out really well. Easy configure chuck. This lets you configure things a little easier. Land cruiser, adds a land cruiser. It's got a bunch of storage on it. It's pretty cool. Items locked when you find them. More build options. This adds a bunch of different things like rugs, chairs, things like that to the game. Now, if you like character journal save, but you do not want to cheat as much, you don't feel like it's cheating as much, you can do skill recovery journal. You actually build this and you keep up with it as you level up in the game, and you keep the journal with you, or you keep it at your base. So if you die and you come back, you can just go grab your journal and you get your stats back. And you don't have to set that to 100%. You can actually do more limited stats. Let Me Think lets you, when you pause the game, grab a different bunch of different items and queue them up, like grab 3 or 4 different books off the shelf, or grab 3 or 4 different items off of a dead guy or something like that. It's pretty handy. 50% less wood rate. I build a lot of stuff. I got tired of being able to pick up one plank. It's probably cheating. I don't give a shit. Fun stuff. I don't like carrying 37. I like carrying 37 planks. Good stuff. Remodel fingers. You got fingers on the guy now. It's not just a big block. I always go for immersion. Immersion's good stuff. Playable arcade machines for 41. You could get on the arcade machine, play it, makes a bunch of sounds and stuff like that. It's really loud, so I'm pretty sure if you're around zombies, they'll attract a bunch of people. But it's pretty cool to be able to play on the arcade machine. Then we got wild fruits. Wild fruits is in the woods. You can find wild fruits, pretty self-explanatory. CDDA reading, I feel like it's sort of cheating, but it's also fun at the same time. So it does take a long time, but you can edit that in sandbox settings. Pretty good fun stat to have if you're on a multiplayer server though, and you got PvP going on and stuff like that, and people dying a lot. You want people to be able to have stats on, or on a rainy day, they can just sit in their house and just read this book. Pretty good stuff. Basic crafting lets you craft sheets and chipped stones and things like that that it would be normally harder to find, or you couldn't find. It makes it easier to do things. Retexture is pretty funny. See butt naked zombies running around outside, and you have to hit them with a hammer and all that. So self-explanatory. Common library this adds things like this common library goes along with certain vehicle mods that you have functions inside of vehicles and things like that. Auto start trailer is one of my favorite mods. One of my favorite mods, it lets you have a trailer. You find trailers around to load goods around behind you, but you be careful driving 120 miles an hour down the road, because if you hit a zombie with a trailer behind you, and you could turn you into flying nunchucks, a flying 2,000 ton nunchuck, and it's pretty amusing when you land into the forest in a car and it's upside down and everything's in your trailer. It's good times. Just don't go 120 miles an hour down the road. Simple convert to vanilla Brita. It makes all the guns in the game Brita guns. It makes it easier so you don't have question mark guns laying around. It makes it easier so you don't have question mark symbols of guns and stuff laying around and all that. Prepper equipment. It lets you start of the game where it gives you different options to have. Backpacks with prepper equipment in it. Prepper equipment in it, starting with things like knives, cooking pots, things you would need. So if you want to do a wood start, or go live in a cabin in the woods or something like that. Fun little mod to have if you want to just do something different. Spear traps, if you want to set them outside of your base, so the zombies come by, you don't have to worry about them breaking your stuff as much, or just PvP. It'd be fun to stuff to kill people. Military ponchos. They show like the Walking Dead guy on it. They actually do a pretty good amount of bite protection and stuff on it. And it covers your groin too and all your body parts. So it's a good thing to have if you want. And it's kind of lightweight, so it's a good thing to have for armor. Then we got another APC. This one has a door that opens in the back. It's animated. It's pretty cool, but it still doesn't have that much storage from what I've seen. Improved hair model. This one right here has a bunch of different hairstyles. They look a lot more natural, as natural as you can get with a little polygon game. Ford Mustang. It's very fast. You can't hook it to the trailer in the back of a car, I've noticed for some reason, but other than that, it's really cool. Computer. You can actually play computer games and things like that. CDs. There's a ton of different other mods that adds different other computer games like Grand Theft Auto and things like that. Cadillac Gauge Commando. I do have one of these. They do plow through zombies pretty fast, and they're amusing. They have big tires, but the hood gets smashed up real easily, and it doesn't use big metal sheets. It uses small ones, so it can be a pain in the butt to try to take care of. Other than that, it has about 147 storage. It does it drags trailers really well. Good thing to have. I love it. Pawpaw loot, fun stuff, different like Comic-Con type loot, things like that. Military stuff, also fun things. Survivor radio, different radio stations. You have people talking in the background, just something interesting to have in the background if you get bored. Busta Rhymes, cars. You got a bunch of different used vehicles. Adds a lot of vehicles to the game, makes a lot less of a dead world, it seems like. You could, some of them are really cool too. You can do realistic names or unrealistic names with the mod as well. This is a new car, 91 Turbo, pretty good stuff, self-explanatory. Bedford Falls, really good maps, huge map to the south. A lot of buildings to go through, very well put together. All right, Treads military zone def spawns. This puts like military vehicles in the zone, so you don't have to worry about trying to find vehicles and stuff all over the map. So if there's outside of the Louisville, there's a military spawn point, you can find a couple of vehicles. Save our station. I haven't done it yet, but I found a lot of the parts that go to it, and I have found one of the stations also, which was full of zombies. It's pretty cool. But when the power goes out, if you find all this stuff and learn how to repair the station, actually turn the station back on, and I'm pretty sure it goes out a couple other times. So it'd be something fun to have in a multiplayer server if you have something to do. People will try to solve these little mysteries to solve these station outages. Erie County is a giant map off to the left of the map over. It's a giant map to the left. It's got a bunch of different buildings designed really well. Fun things to do there. Dylan's tile pack, a tile pack that goes with some of these other places like Erie County. Another tile pack, a lot of cool stuff in it. They did a really good job on design. Another tile pack, great job on design. Adds a lot of things to the game. Pit stop, I added it and found it by accident when I was driving really fast through town. It's a really well designed place with like a couple different interesting spots. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but just make sure when you drive through, go pretty slow because people can come out of nowhere, but there is a couple interesting places to explore. Pit stop's pretty great. Little Township's also another great place. Gas station, convenience store. There's a lot of cool apartment complexes, garages, a lot of good things to find in there. Ed's Auto Salvage. This is one of my favorite mods also, map mods. It spawns, this is basically in the middle of the map, and if you spawn by like this crackhead house with a bunch of dog food and things like that, but it could be a base. It's perfect for a base. There's like a garage. There's a giant house. There's a ton of things in it. You just got to wall off the front. Minimal display bars. This just lets you know like how much sleep and all that you got. Boredom, and it's a good thing to keep track of things. All right, this one right here, Crash Cars. Crash Cars is all the vehicles outside of the city or that you run into, they're ruined. This one, instead of being ruined, this doesn't add more, just changes them to be wrecked cars or like regular wrecked cars. You might be able to find things in them. Some of them might actually be drivable. It adds more realism to the game, I feel like. Become desensitized. If you get enough zombie kills over time, you don't worry about getting panicked as much. So you can add it to as much as you want for a multiplayer server. I put it on like 2,000. Just a fun thing to add another stat to your game. Solar arrays. You find the different things to build solar panels to set up in your base. Pretty good stuff. Solar. The snow changes snow to water. Or adds snow to change the water. So when your snow melts, you'll have 50% water added to your barrels. So you won't like run out of water during days where it just snows all the time in the winter. This one, military uniform improvements. This just adds different things like bite protection, things like that. The military uniform is pretty good stuff. Immersive CD players. This one adds functional CD players to it. It's pretty good stuff. You can add headphones to it and things, put the CDs into it, which works pretty good with some of the other mods. That adds real CDs from the time period. Simple piano players, you can actually play the pianos, good stuff. This one's another zombie retexture. Zombie skin makes them more realistic, pretty cool. Bigger bags, better bags. This adds about 10 pounds or more, some less. This adds 10 or more pounds to some of the different bags in the games. Lets you be able to drag a little bit more things around, pretty good stuff. Vehicle salvage. This one, if you have a completely flipped over vehicle or broke vehicle that you can't do anything with, this lets you put on a welder's mask and actually take it apart and get scrap for it. So it works out pretty good to clear out stuff on the road while giving you something in return too. So yeah, that's my 69. Wait, what do we guys? Is that it? Yep. So yeah, that's it. That's all those 69 mods. The best mods I think you can use on Project Zomboid to start out to have a pretty good game. Put it on Sandbox. You could change a few things around if you think it's cheating or something like that. Some of the fun settings to do, I think, is turn off the zombie spawns, but set the spawn count up to 365 days. So you have a full year of trying to survive with zombies just pouring in at all times. But you can clear out areas permanently. So you'll have a safe base if you're good enough or you find a good place in the woods. But they can come out of the woods and try to murder you too. So you're never safe. You're always going to probably die. But some of these mods might make it a little bit more fun in between some of those deaths. And if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Appreciate the views, guys. And go have fun.